ici du monde le qui demande dia meilleur me dit que c'est pas yable tarif mais on va lui chez qui dit là-bas pour qui marrer ou ya ba
moi mais ma collègue
Greetings, fellas. You're welcome to Intercultural Beach. Fellows, join me up for this intercultural museum, which is being founded today in Jos Plateau State, Nigeria, focusing on Eggons with other tribes in the Middle Belt. And help me welcome the Eggons, and help me welcome the Bongom Jos, and help me welcome the kingdom of Eggons, and he helped me welcome the Emir of Lafayette, Nassau State. And I wanted to take a time and listen to what they are saying, because this is a historical that you will benefit from it in years to come. So, how, when, where it happened. And we going to show you most of this photo of slaves being sold in Africa, in West Africa, when the ships touched down at the west coast of Africa. See here some of this photo, the slaves. The slaves. As you can see, the slaves are here. You can see the slaves. See how they've been chained and shackles. All these are part of the history. With that, a museum has a place to keep this. There will be no any history. And today, that's why the Central Nigeria are having this international museum created the 24th of May 2025 for our new generation to come. They will learn and they will know who, where, when it happened. This part of Nigeria is called East Northwest Nigeria. So laying the foundation for their great grandchildren coming to learn from what they have done. Because the culture speaks, the culture keeps identification of how, when, where it happened. Years ago. Let's see how the culture speaks. Just in Nigeria, and help me out welcome to International Museum Exhibition, right? And he helped me welcome the kingdom of Eggons.
And blessing. The local organizing committee and also for your tireless effort in making this event a success. And to everyone present, appreciate your contribution to the success of this celebration. To conclude today's activities, I'm confident that the bonds we have respected, the knowledge we have shared, and the memories we have created will endure long after this day. Let us continue to promote and preserve our cultural heritage, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of our diverse traditions. Once again, thank you for joining us. May the spirit of International Museum Day inspire us to continue. Sunday, they see me again. And on the Sunday, they see me again. They see me again. They see me again. And on the Sunday, they see me. And when
democracy is about participation. Leadership is about participation. It's about collaboration. It's about networking. It's about staying together. You can only be right to say that whether I will be contesting if there is a disconnection between myself and the people. There is no disconnection. What exists between myself and the people of Nasarawa State is a sustained relationship of impact. When you interact with people, I challenge you to go to the street of Nasarawa State and find out for yourself. I have never and will never disconnect myself from the people of Nasarawa State. They have tested me, they know my abilities, they know my capabilities, and I am in touch with them. They refer me as their governor. Despite not being sworn in, but I'm still the governor of the people of Nasarawa State in their minds. Their encouragement, their prayers, and support is the reason why we are still in touch, because we have won together and collectively we will win again. Therefore, the question of whether I will be contesting is already on autopilot, because I did not disconnect myself with the people. I am still in touch with them. We're still working together. We're still designing and reshaping the future of Nasarawa State by planning together, so that by the time we plug in, just like a software, all the master plan of how Nasarawa State will be one of the best states in terms of economic rating by meeting all the standards of development is already in our blueprint. All we're waiting is come 2027, we'll plug the software of development, software of progress that will transform Nasarawa State from the day that will be sworn in. From the day that will be sworn in, is not about individual, it's not about Ombugadu alone, it's about the collective aspiration, collective resolve of the people of Nasarawa State to work together, to win together, and then to develop the state together.
To Jones is Governor Abdullahi Sule, who joins Ibangwan Jones, the Jacob Gyang Buba, and other dignitaries to honor the Eggons people's rich cultural legacy.
Those of us who are leaders today, either in public office, with the Traditional Council, if we don't take time, we will all be lost in what is called Nigeria. Today we are being shortchanged. As you introduce history, Your Excellency, I'm appealing for more robust cultural activities within and out of the state.
The traditional ruler of Eggons, retired Justice Ahmed Alaku, expresses pride in the recognition of Eggons culture at a national level.
This year's talk of their Eggons culture provides a unique opportunity to promote our culture, our heritage, and bring global visibility and attention to Eggons land. And therefore, express profound gratitude to organizers for selecting Eggons culture as the focus for this year's celebration. This recognition will highlight the richness and diversity of our people.
Guest lecturer, Provost of the Federal University of Lafia, Professor Victor Duga, emphasizes the relevance of cultural values in achieving sustainable development, highlighting the need for long-term heritage preservation.
For my recommendation, I will recommend that we have community-led initiatives. EDGA is very well positioned to promote indigenous systems of conflict resolution and reconciliation. Something has been said about curriculum for history, but I will add that the curriculum should have cultural content. That content that will teach people traditional forms of government and how they sustain societies in the past. There is nothing wrong with studying that. It gives us a better understanding of how to coexist even now. And to encourage structural interfaith dialogue that address tensions between Christianity, Islam, and traditional religion.
Governor Sule reiterates his administration's commitment to tackling insecurity in the region to foster safer grounds for cultural exchange.
We just finished a meeting about 10 days ago, the Northern Governors Forum, and we are going to have a meeting of the North Central Governors Forum, and we are going to start joint border operations of all the governors at the various sites that we will make these are the kinds of things that are here, because we discuss frankly with each other in Kaduna and say that the period of slogans are over. The period of blaming somebody else is over. The insecurity in our zone is our responsibility, and we must go and solve our problem by ourselves.
The ceremony concludes with the commissioning of the new Eggons Cultural Artifact Center, followed by a guided tour of an extensive cultural exhibition showcasing the unique heritage of the Eggons people.
As you can see, this one here, this is called elephant ear. They fought, tribe clan to clan, they fought because of the taxes. Some other clan who are kind of try to oppress the other one because the other clan is kind of minority, or other tribes are majority and other tribe are minority. So, and that's why you see most of the Westerns, they will always like to deal with the majority tribe, but the tiny tribe, they ignore them because the majority rules. The majority is what the Western focus on. They try to loot us in Africa. Imperialist, colonization, holiness. The colonists find out the Africans are capable to handle their business, of which now they try to come in when it's systematically ambushed to do all the other things way around. And as you can see what is happening in West Africa, but now they even try to get us again as a neo colonization. Thank God, one brother called Captain Ibrahim Traore, who lion in the Sahel, the tree lion, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger team up to stand for the freedom for our people. Our ancestor, our forefather stands for the freedom of Africans.
I am Ibrahim Traore, and today I'm pulling off your masks. Yes, you heard correctly. I, whom you call a young military junta leader, whom you brand as a dangerous radical, whom you serve up as an anti-Western dictator, am now telling you the truth. And this time you cannot turn off your microphones. This time you cannot turn away your cameras. This time your editors cannot cut this speech, because the world you monopolize no longer exists. Because millions will hear these words now, without passing through your filters, without being subjected to your distortions, without being muddied by your lies. I am 34 years old. Every day of my life, I grew up with your lies. As a child, I would watch Africa on television. Always the same images. Children with flies, dry lands, weapons, death. This is Africa, they told us. This is what Africa is. And we believed it. We were ashamed of ourselves. We were ashamed of our own lands, of our own people. But then I grew up. I read, I researched, I questioned, and I understood that the Africa you showed us wasn't real. The story you told us was a lie. The fate you imposed on us was a script you had written. For years, how have you portrayed Africa? How have you shown it? How have you sold it to your viewers? As if we were creatures who had no share of humanity, as if we were savages left outside of civilization, as if we were wretches waiting for you to save us. Every day, every hour, every minute, the same story plays on your screens. Hunger, war, disease, corruption, terror, chaos. These are the words that come to mind when Africa is mentioned. In your Africa dictionary, there are no other words. No hope, no success, no development, no resistance, no honor, no pride, no victory. So I ask you, New York Times, Washington Post, Guardian, Le Monde, have you ever made Africa's successes your headlines? How many times have you written about Rwanda's technology miracle? How many times have you shown Ethiopia's reforestation project? How many times have you praised Botswana's democratic success? How many times have you described Kenya's entrepreneurial ecosystem? No, because these don't fit your scenario. Your Africa cannot be successful. It cannot, because then how will you legitimize your exploitation? If it's not in need of help, how will you intervene? If it's not backward, how will you look down on it? Have you ever asked yourselves, has any editor sitting at their desk, any news director in a meeting, any columnist at their keyboard ever thought, why are the people of the world's richest lands poor? Here are the numbers for you, real numbers. Africa owns 70% of the world's cobalt reserves. Your cell phone, your computer, your electric car won't work without cobalt. This cobalt comes from Congo, but Congolese can't afford cell phones. Africa owns 90% of the world's platinum reserves. Catalytic converters, electronic devices, medical implants, they all need platinum. This platinum comes from South Africa, but South Africans are crushed by unemployment. Africa provides 30% of the world's gold production. Mali, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Tanzania. Gold flows like rivers from our lands, but our people swim in poverty. Africa supplies 65% of the world's diamond production. Botswana, Angola, Congo, Sierra Leone, billions of dollars worth of diamonds are extracted, but our miners live on $1 a day. Africa owns 35% of the world's uranium reserves. Niger, Namibia, South Africa. Nuclear plants run on our uranium. Paris lights burn with our uranium, but our villages have no electricity. And you still ask, why is Africa poor? No, the right question is, how was Africa kept poor while being so rich? Here's your answer. Colonialism didn't end. It changed shape. You used to come and occupy our lands. Now you come and establish companies. You used to take by force. Now you make agreements. You used to rule with the whip. Now you rule with credit. Let me give you concrete examples. With numbers, names, dates, but you'll never write about these. Glencore, Swiss-based mining giant, extracting cobalt in Congo. 2022 revenue, $256 billion. A tax paid to Congo, $500 million. That's 0.2%. Is this justice? Rio Tinto, British-Australian mining giant, extracting bauxite in Guinea. 20 million tons annually. What's left for Guinea? Environmental pollution and cancer. Total, now Total Energies, French oil giant, extracting oil in Angola, Nigeria, Congo. 2022, profit, $36 billion investment in Africa, dirty pipelines, Anglo-American, founded in South Africa but now in London. Diamonds, platinum, iron, taking everything. What it left in South Africa? 6 million unemployed miners. And these are just the tip of the iceberg. What about the invisible, the secret deals, the offshore accounts, the transfer pricing tricks? Every year, $88 billion in illegal money flows out of Africa. Who writes about this? Every year, $45 billion in aid comes to Africa. Everyone writes about this, but no one says Africa is not the continent receiving aid, it's the continent giving aid. While you zoom your cameras on swollen bellies, there is a huge system working silently in the background. Every day, tons of gold, diamonds, cobalt, uranium, oil leave our land. But how? Here is the system. Step 1, create corruption, bribe our leaders, open offshore accounts, promise them a life of luxury, send their children to your schools. Step 2, make deals, get 50-year, 99-year concessions, ask for tax exemptions, be exempt from environmental rules, ignore labor rights. Step 3, control the infrastructure. Take over ports, airports, railways, but only from the mine to the harbor. Don't build roads to the villages. Don't bring electricity to schools. Step 4, provide security. Set up private security companies. Arm them. Declare protesting. Step 5, silence the media. Buy local journalists. Suppress opposing voices. Serve internal unrest news to international media. And this is how the system works. It's been working like this for 100 years, and you don't see this system. You don't want to see it, because you're part of the system too. Who are the biggest advertisers of New York Times, CNN, BBC, oil companies, mining companies, arms companies, pharmaceutical cartels, the companies that exploit Africa? You live on their money, you defend their interests, and what I'm about to tell you might cost me my life, but it's no longer time to be silent. France's system in Africa is the CFA franc. 14 African countries still use French colonial currency. 50% of these countries' central bank reserves sit in the French treasury. France applies negative interest to this money, so we pay France to use our own money. Through this system, France transfers $500 billion worth of resources from Africa every year. Does anyone write about this? No. But when France gives Africa 10 billion euros in aid, it makes headlines. Britain's system is more sophisticated. London is the world's money laundering center. City of London, offshore paradise. Every penny stolen from Africa passes through London. Jersey, Guernsey, Cayman Islands, Virgin Islands, all under British control. Africa's wealth hides there. America's system is AFRICOM, Africa Command, 46 military bases on the continent. Official purpose, security. Real purpose, resource control. Drones in our airspace every day, listening devices everywhere. They say fighting terrorism, but it's not terrorists. It's people's leaders who are targeted. China is the new player, says win-win, builds infrastructure, gives credit, but in exchange for what? 99-year port concessions, mining rights, agricultural lands, debt-trap diplomacy, ask Sri Lanka, ask Zambia, and you write about none of this. Why? Because you're not free press. You're corporate press. Your bosses are billionaires. Jeff Bezos bought Washington Post. Why? For love of journalism? Rupert Murdoch's media empire, Fox News, Wall Street Journal, The Sun, The Times, all from the same hand, all giving the same message. West is good, others are bad. Carlos Slim is the largest shareholder of New York Times, Mexican billionaire. Where's his wealth from? Monopolized telecommunications, got rich off Latin America's back, now controls America's most respected newspaper. And you claim to do independent journalism? Who are your editors? Which schools did they graduate from? Harvard, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge? Always the same elite schools, always the same worldview, always the same prejudices. How are your reporters selected? How many languages does your Africa correspondent speak? French, English, that's all. Swahili, Hausa, Yoruba?
Because the majority rules. The majority is what the West are focusing. But the minority tribe like this part of region in Nigeria, nobody care about minority.
Today, June 12th, is slated as Democracy Day. Most unfortunately, in our present state, our dear country, Nigeria, cannot be justifiably classified as a democratic country. The vital indicators of democracy are noticeably absent. Some do not even exist. Democracy is said to be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Yet, none of these three measures exist in our democracy today. Rules, regulations, requirements to participate in election or be elected for are not followed. Consequently, people who are now qualified and ought to ab initio be disqualified are now holding public offices. As we mark June 12th, a day symbolizing the struggle for true democracy in Nigeria, it is deeply troubling that under the present administration, in a short span of 2 years, our nation has witnessed a broad erosion of democratic principles. There has been a corresponding decline in security and the quality of life for millions of Nigerians. We have traversed from rigged elections to collapsing social service, from soaring poverty to rising corruption, and from seemingly stable economy to parlous economy. To be, I respectfully call on Nigerians not to give up, but to put all hands on deck. Now it's time to demand accountability, genuine leadership, and a government that prioritizes the welfare, security, democracy of its citizens over empty rhetoric and propaganda. A new Nigeria is possible. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Let's enjoy this happy day.
Happy Eid Mubarak. Wishing you and your loved ones a happy Salah festival. May you have a joyous and blessed celebration. May this special occasion bring you peace, happiness, and togetherness. Best wishes from Reverend Dr. Engba Solomon Puya.
Allah, Allah, thank you for this day.
Our Eggons, the citizens of Nigeria, they don't even speak their language. It's unfortunate. We were colonized all in this. Our independence took place on October 1st, 1960. And today, because you will see all the tribes, most of the tribes out here, they have identification of marks on their faces, on their body, just to identify their brothers, sisters. The marks distinguish where these people come from. And when they see the marks, automatically, without speaking, this tribe come from so tribe, so tribe. So it's a big international museum. Traditional costumes, traditional way of preparing their food, traditional way of having their wedding, the bridal price, and all that. So it's a great event for remembrance of this part of Nigeria tribes. But today, I'd like to spread the message of Eggons to the world. Tiny tribe, but great oriented, great focusing, good heart, hard-working people, focusing, true love, no discrimination. All these tribes that I mentioned, none of them will tell you my religion is the best. When you come to this region in Nigeria, so we are not pompous people. We don't show we are this, we are that, we are that. No. This part of Nigeria, the central Nigeria, peace and love. The only thing we push us to the wall, we only think of pieces and no peace anymore. And that's why this part of Nigeria, for the younger generation to learn how they are struggle for farming, they are struggle, battles for marriage.
And other royal fathers who are here listening to us. Let me thank the organizers for putting together a very, very great event. And I would like to say thank you to our respected dignitaries, our eminent sons and daughters who have come to grace this occasion. I appreciate all of you. I've been a very proud Eggons son wherever I've been in this world. I have showcased the culture of Eggons people to the world. And I want to encourage our young people. My encouragement to our young people is that your level of education, your exposure, should not let you forget your culture. We must embrace culture, it's our essence, it's our identity. And I pray that as we listen, you will be encouraged. Thank you very much.
Yeah, We are proud of our country. It's a country of talent and dedication.
Identification and philosophy part of the life is culture, and we communicate in so many languages. In Europe, it's the same. They have so many languages. In Europe, French, English, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Flamand, Holland, Finland, German. You mention a lot. You find this track called Plateau State, Niger State, Bauchi State, Kogi State, Benue State, Nassau State, Plateau State, Taraba State, and all inclusive the way we still have a little bit accent and in a tribe. The tribe has plants.
So Adam ici du monde le qui demande dia meilleur me dit que c'est pas tarikh mai fomba on veut lui chez qui dit là-bas pour qui marrer oui aba
moi mais ma collègue
represents the youth of the Eggons in Lakia. So me about na kina me klo come a progress in my one. So me klo look America, Europe, Russia, China, Oceanic look my tingere on bosse.
Almost 7 months last and one clay. Gama to the Mombo to the Jeffrey Shaw. Mombo tell our worship. Walk like Shalombo. Mule Jimbo. More was a cremo. Secret among a moment when calling one yama Jimbo.
Come on, Mama. Great.
Oh, my Mrs. Satalonga about walking. Oh, she is on a mobile. I'm on board, tell our play to make you more. I'll play so like an angel.
So, Mecca, doctrinal worker by Bible and Quran, and walk up your way. My way of fund, my yes, you low, my yes, traditional Gargagia, Maba Kisabra, hello.
Don't come on,
doctor here, I'm 70, 60, my woman, my secondary school, my bottom, my emo, I apply to be a woman, Mecca Yakulaka change over its name, Mecca Solidate, my one, la Baba, la Animal, la Amanigi, English law, charity begins at home bar. So, if you water, you go with the Mamma and your particular bar. My boss says, I should raise her.
I'm there for me. Mama, to the mother more.
Great. So, we have
the woman to Baba.
Okay. Okay, come on. I get it. So the change about our government change. I'm a government generally, you know. So how much for you some ordinary. I would like to show the world ever the history of Africa in Nigeria. He's gonna have come with a special doctrine of one common love that make us come together. No one fall from heaven.
one meet each other to make a life exist. And through the existence of love, we're gonna keep that part and make it a practice. I know we are. It's no judgment, respect. No brutality. Peace and love we need. No brutality. Ever. Bible is Bible. Try to say, get back to unify. That's our state in Nigeria. It's all about coming together as one. That's what we have now. Americans got your head. What's going on here? How you doing there, man? They'll be like to say hi. She not my good. Say to them, I didn't want to hear her say. Say this, say some lady. Say not that. Not sure. You're not that. You might hear her some of that.
Mr. Sako come in the yard. Me run a company right now in Nigeria, them call it Motive TV Africa. We do a lot of film production to respect to you, and the bill says so.
Enough respect for the man called Adbloyt Abashi, all the way from Washington DC. Yes, as your production manager in Nigeria, we're gonna see how we put our hand together and do production. Powerful and good. Enough respect.
You hear this? Respect to you, brother. Nothing of one down here. Plenty production of one down here. Respect. In Jesus' name.
So, and working hard to earn their living through farming, through irrigation. When we don't have rain, they work it out as irrigation. When it's raining, the farming. I brought this program for you and I to know a little bit about the Central Nigeria. This is International Museum being formed today for your benefit to learn where these people are coming from. And thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this. Your host and producer, Eggons Tiger, Adbloyt Abashi. Little Tiger. Just on the rig.
Mario Wilson. Carmade was 2000 New Year Eve. Upper Marble. And this is how I got in touch with the boxing world. We started at Sugar Ray Leonard gym. I've met a lot of fighters that I work with in the gym. People like Gary Wilson Jr., Paul Williams, William Jobby, Chop DeMarcus Colley.
Let's start it all over again by talking about the real love. This life that we're living is going to be good. Talking about the oppressor, talking about the hypocrites. Some of them is knowledge, and some of them lack of knowledge and common sense of living. Sense of living. I'm talking about silent slavery now. All the human race. Ain't got no money, ain't got no food, ain't got no money, ain't got no friends, ain't got no money where to lay my head. There will be no peace while all the people belly food when you're hungry. And some of them are starving.
Since I left 39 years ago, I'm still trying my best.
And some of them are happy and laughing. The foundation of other currencies. Some are superior and others are inferior. Shopping to suck blood of sufferers. The foundation of other currencies. Some are superior and others are inferior. Shopping to suck blood of sufferers. Yes, we want one world currency. Yes, we want one world currency. You got the love, but you got no money. The love surely crumble down. You got the power, you got the strength. Got no money, you crumble down. You got the talent, you got no money. Your talent will crumble down. They say the good thing come to those keep on trying. Now they want to see no win. Like the food never drove from heaven. the money grow up on the tree. I love the one that show me how to fish, not to give me some fishes. When the fishes are all gone, I know where to fish. Common sense of living, common sense of living. I'm talking about silent slavery, the whole of the human race. Ain't got no money, ain't got no food, ain't got no money, ain't got no friends, ain't got no money where to lay my head. There will be no peace while all the people belly food when you're hungry. And some of them are starving, and some of them are happy and laughing. Belly full when you're hungry, and some of them are starving, and some of them are happy and laughing. Devaluation of other currencies. Some are superior and others are inferior. Shopping to suck blood of sufferers. That lead us to human slavery. Devaluation of other currencies. Some are superior and others are inferior. Shopping to suck blood of sufferers. That lead us to human slavery. Only one that feel it, know it better.